In today's home media minefield, I'm on the road and I'm going to be reviewing the Blu-ray of Locke, the 2013 drama starring Tom Hardy, coming up. Hello, I'm Keith and welcome to another home media minefield, helping you with information to navigate the complexities of home cinema and home media entertainment. And a little bit of a change today's episode, a shout out to Zav for this suggestion. I am indeed going to do an episode whilst on the road, so I'll make sure I keep my eyes on the road while I'm doing this. As I mentioned, I'm going to be going back in time a little bit and reviewing the Lionsgate release of Locke, which was a 2013 drama that took place in one location, although in this case a moving location, because it all takes place in a vehicle with Tom Hardy on the phone to various other characters in this really thought-provoking drama. And I have to admit, I do like experimentation when it comes to film. This film was written and directed by Stephen Knight, and I have to say it actually works very well. It's quite compelling to watch, even though it's basically 85 minutes of essentially this sort of camera angle that you're seeing now. Obviously the main differences here is it's daytime now, not nighttime. I'm not driving a BMW SUV, and I'm not even going to attempt to do a Welsh accent, but other than that it's a similar scenario. I am actually wearing my seatbelt though, I want to point out, and that's one of the few things that bothers me with this film. I find it very enjoyable, but he doesn't appear, at least, to be wearing a seatbelt in the several times that I've watched it, which is the only thing that pulls me out of it. But anyway, it's well worth checking out if you do. It is still available. The version that I put up at the beginning there is in a slipcase with a ultraviolet digital copy. Now I'm not so sure that's the case nowadays. I think now if you buy it, you're probably going to get essentially this, so just in a standard Blu-ray case. So let's have a look into this now. So traffic's still good, I'm moving nicely. I'm driving from I've been to see my parents, so I'm driving from the south coast back up to London. Obviously in the film they were driving from Birmingham to London, so again, differences, but the road ahead is clear, so I'm happy. So on to the picture quality for this, and this film was shot digitally and had a 2K digital intermediate, so is sort of perfect for the Blu-ray type release. Now, interestingly, he chose to use a 2:35:1 aspect ratio on this film, which I'm slightly puzzled as to why do that when it's all set in a vehicle. But it actually, like I said, it works. Find it very hard to criticize the film. In terms of the picture quality on this, it does take place at night in the vehicle. Lots of, like sodium type lighting from the motorways, etc. But the image quality is good, no complaints there. doesn't really warrant an upscale to 4K, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, that works very well for this film. So all in all, happy with the picture quality. Now, in terms of the audio, again, this has a 5.1 mix on it. Does it really need one? Probably not, but the important thing is you can hear everything that's being said by all of the characters, whether it's Tom Hardy in the vehicle or the people calling him on the hands-free in the car. You know, it is quite immersive. You feel like you're in the vehicle with the character of Locke, and you know, you can hear the outside traffic, etc. So again, you know, not a massively dynamic mix or anything, but the 5.1 works for clear audio as one would expect for this. Now onto the special features. First up, you get an audio commentary with this by director Stephen Knight. And this is the type of film that really does cry out for an audio commentary, because not only is it an unconventional film in itself, but it's also quite unconventional in the actual filming of it. And he goes into great detail about the genesis of the project and the experimental nature. Essentially, they filmed it in continuity from beginning to end multiple times. So they ended up having 18 versions of the film or something, because they just kept shooting it over different nights, and obviously then put it in the edit, put the best version of it together. But he talks about how the other actors that were calling in were all in a hotel basically, and they were recorded there, but those conversations were actually happening. They were proper phone calls, proper conversations. So you get the likes of it, and also stars Olivia Colman, Ruth Wilson, Tom Holland and Andrew Scott as the voice actors on this, along with Tom Hardy. So they talk about that. They talk about the challenges of filming that way, and how it almost felt like a play in many respects. But he does go into a lot of detail, both technical, both practical, lots of stories from the set, etc. So for anyone that's interested in how this type of movie was made, and telling this kind of, real-time narrative in a single location that's moving on a motorway, it's a decent commentary, and well worth the listen if you're into that sort of thing. Other than that, you get a 10-minute featurette on it called Ordinary Unraveling, which is essentially a making of featurette. Even though it's only 10 minutes, it goes into quite a bit of detail. You get to hear from many of the key crew members on this, as well as Stephen Knight and Tom Hardy. They tell a lot of the same stories that you get from the commentary, but it's actually nice to see the behind the scenes footage, and you see footage of the BMW with its wheels off, loaded onto the back of a trailer, which was how they filmed it. You get to see where they mounted the cameras, and you get to hear from, as I said, the editor, etc., about the making of this. So for a 10-minute featurette, it actually covers quite a lot of information and is decent. But sadly, that is it. Obviously, with this type of film, there aren't really deleted scenes as such, and it keeps it contained within that featurette, which works really well. From what I can see, all of the versions available on Blu-ray around the globe are the same. It is worth noting, though, that the Studio Canal version in Germany does have an extra exclusive featurette. It's only 5 minutes, and obviously I've not been able to check it out to see exactly what it includes, but there is that additional extra on the German version for some reason, but pretty much everything else is the same. So I'll put some links below of where you can find this. I should put out, incidentally, that I do put links on my videos to where you can buy this stuff. If you do buy it through one of my affiliate links, it does help the channel, and it does so without any additional cost to you. So if you'd be so kind to use that if you wish to pick up a copy, it would be greatly appreciated. And that brings me to the end of another, slightly unusual home media minefield. If you did enjoy this or have any comments, then please put that down below. Please also like and consider subscribing to the channel. I do post reviews every week. If you've got any suggestions, as this one was, I'm happy to do it and do the research on it. Please also follow on the various social medias at Home Media Minefield. Also included in the show notes below are links to short films that I've made and podcasts that I'm involved in. So please also check those out. And for now, I probably need to focus on the road. But I really appreciate your time, and I will speak to you at the next Home Media Minefield. Bye for now.